everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a collective reading for the Taurus Full Moon happening November 15th, peaking at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Time. So in this reading, we're just going to look at what's coming up and what you need to know, anything to focus on, etc. So if you're new here, I always like to start my videos by going over the last new moon, full moon, and the current moon sign so that we can get a bigger picture of the overall themes that may have been reoccurring for you over the past 6 months to a year. So with the Taurus full moon, the last new moon in Taurus was May 7th, 2024, so this year in May. And the last full moon in Taurus was also a lunar eclipse that happened October 28th, 2023. So that was the year ago cycle, and May was the 6-month cycle. So especially since the last full moon in Taurus was a lunar eclipse, I would pay closer attention to that date as well as the May date. Just in general, because we were wrapping up the North Node, South Node in Scorpio Taurus at that time. And so these themes just may be a little bit more prominent. This may be like a closing of the things that were occurring during that cycle and just kind of things coming to a culmination, since this is a full moon and full moons are traditionally associated with releasing, the ending of a cycle, heightened emotions, intensity, blah, 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 amplified energy. But yeah, I would look back at those dates. If you have a journal, check in your journal. If you have, if you don't have a journal, check in your camera roll. Sometimes that can help us remember what was going on at those times. You can even check like your Snapchat memories, your Instagram memories, whatever you have access to. Check around May 7th, 2024 and check around October 28th, 2023. And you can check that entire week. That energy will have been present that entire time. So that out of the way, I'd like to go over some of the key transits that are going on. Disclaimer, I'm not an astrologer, but I like to mention the transits so that you have an idea of some energies at play. If you want some more in-depth astrology info, you can go down to my website and I have a resource link where I link some of my favorite astrologers and their pages, and they will give you more in-depth info about this stuff. So first off, we have Mercury that is moving into Sagittarius, Mars moving into Leo, Venus into Capricorn. I think that is happening today as I'm recording, November 11th. And Saturn retrograde is also beginning. Pluto is going to move into Aquarius and no longer be in Capricorn in our lifetime. That will be happening November 19th. We are also currently in the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde will begin November 25th. So you'll just be feeling that energy kind of stirring up now. And yeah, those are the main transits that I noticed. Again, I'm not an astrologer. Check out the resource link or go to your favorite astrologer's page for more information about the transits and how they're affecting us. So, but in general, we do have some retrograde energy going on, and we do have Pluto finally moving into Aquarius for the final time a few days after the full moon. So this full moon is going to be ruled by a Venus in Capricorn, since Venus is the ruler of Taurus and Libra. So that's just something to keep in mind, that there will be a bit of a Capricorn energy involved in the moon's energy. So there's a lot of layers to all of it. I know that's a lot to throw at you, but we're going to get into the reading. Quick introduction, if you are new here, I'm Marie. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I've been reading tarot for the past 5 years, and I specialize in tarot reading centered around healing and growth. I am also an artist of multiple forms. I do these punch needles, I do stickers, I do notebooks. I also have a couple witchcraft and wellness products, such as these intention oils, black salt, money rice, yada yada, bracelets, whatever. You can find all of those in my description box on my website, as well as tarot booking services. So all that aside, let's get into the reading and see what is coming up for this Taurus full moon. All right, we are going to move into looking at what's coming up with this Taurus full moon energy. So if you didn't watch the Scorpio new moon video, that was the new moon that is associated with this full moon. So well, typically with moon cycles, we look at them as the new moon sets the tone for the cycle. So Scorpio set the tone, and I remember the message for that being kind of review and renew, reviewing where we were at, reviewing, taking stock and whatnot. So let's see where that goes with this Taurus full moon. What is coming up with this Taurus full moon energy? I feel like self-care is something I'm hearing, especially after the week that we've had. If you're in the US, I'm not going to go in on about it because I'm sure you've had enough of all that, but all right, what's coming up with this Taurus full moon? All right, the Hangman. That's an interesting start. I feel like that goes along with that review and renew energy from the Scorpio new moon, where we are taking a look at the bigger picture. We are changing our perspective and kind of clearing out the rose-colored glasses that maybe we have been wearing. Especially, all right, I said I wasn't going to talk about the politics, but I will. Especially considering the state of the election that we just had. And sorry, I had to cut that a little bit out because it's so hard to talk about without, ranting. But with the state of the country right now and kind of like our rose-colored glasses coming off, maybe you thought things were going to go one way and a lot of us were a bit surprised. I don't want to say I was very surprised, but like kind of surprised that we let ourselves get back to this point again and, elect this man. So the rose-colored glasses has come off. We have realized that America is, America. And it's like a mirror being held up. But our perspectives are kind of shifting. We're being forced to recognize these things. And we even have the Five of Swords reversed down here. It's like this is a battle that we have continued to fight that is kind of just draining us. It's not getting us anywhere the way that we are currently going about it. And I'm going to try not to make this all political, I swear. In a more personal aspect, this can also be you shifting your mindset in your relationships with the Five of Swords kind of energy. It's like relationships that maybe you can't find common ground in. You're not really able to see each other's perspective. And you can try. I feel like with the Hangman, it's like an attempt to see other perspectives. But with that Five of Swords in reverse, it's like you've been trying to go back and forth for so long that maybe it's just time to put it down. What else can we say about this full moon and Taurus energy? But either way, the Hangman is, taking a break. The Hangman is tied up. And so this is that self-care kind of energy in a different way. It's like forced self-care. It's forced, possibly isolation, not necessarily isolation. Solitude is more the word I'm looking for, where it's like taking a break, pulling back, really centering yourself. What else? Yeah, all right, we got the Seven of Cups reversed here. Things are not necessarily as they seem, and I think you know that. Like, these are both energies that I feel like are giving confusion, that are giving that rose-tinted glasses have shattered, that, you thought that there was a certain path that we were going, that you were going, that maybe your relationship was going, a work experience was going, and that has all kind of crumbled. And we have the Page of Cups down here reversed. There's definitely like a sense of holding back from making a new decision. It's like really trying to figure out these emotions that have been stirred up. Yeah, Seven of Wands reversed. There's a lot of opposition happening, like a lot of negative energy going back and forth, some from you, some from other people, and it's just creating this hazy energy that I just feel like is confusing. It's making it hard to figure out what the next plan of action is, and yeah, just really unsure of where to go. What your intuition is telling you may be confusing right now. You may not see, like, I feel like people are getting intuitive hits, but they don't make sense with the environment right now. It's like you're hearing one thing, but the environment is not showing you what you're hearing. And I think the message in that is to listen to your intuition anyway, because it's telling you these things for a reason. And just because the physical reality doesn't match it yet, doesn't mean that it's not moving that way. There's always more happening under the surface than we know. And that goes for the bigger picture and your personal picture, like your smaller, the collective and personal situations. What else can they say here? This is definitely some like sticky energy, I feel like. Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. And what do we have down here? We got that Page of Cups again. So it's like this new, a new way of expressing, a new way of putting yourself out there that you're not ready for. Again, I feel like it's that energy of not knowing where this is taking you because it's confusing. Nine of Cups, but it's something you really want to do, even if it's something like helping in your community. It's something like, I feel like there's a guilt kind of energy to this, like guilt for wanting to continue to pursue things that like you love, things that matter to you, and it's feeling like it doesn't match, again, like the environment and what's going on. But I think it's important to do those things. Yeah, we got the Six of Pentacles reversed here. It's like, continue fighting the good fight. Continue caring about the world and the country and blah blah blah. But you also need to be pouring back into yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, okay, I think that's the message with this. You can't pour from an empty cup. This cup being upside down with the Page of Cups here, I think is just, you're giving too much to outside things right now. And it's not that you shouldn't care about them. It's not that you shouldn't stay informed, not that you shouldn't participate, you know, in your groups and whatnot, but you need to take time for yourself too. You need to be able to refill your cup and refill your vision of humanity, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the current state of things and just lose sight of any possible change, any possible hope. And I think this is like a reminder, like there is nuance here. You know, you can do and hold multiple emotions and states at once. You don't have to only be angry and, you know, dealing with the injustice. You can also be doing your creative outlets and caring about the people you love. Two things can be true at once, kind of thing. But I think there are definitely illusions falling, even for people who, you know, were happy about the results of the election. And, you know, to put it blunt, like, no, I don't like Trump. And I'm never going to say I do. I'm not going to pander to that. So I think that even some of the people who did maybe vote that way, their eyes may be opening sometime soon about some things. Let's get a little more here. What else is going on? All right, the Four of Wands. Yeah, new foundations being set. New foundations, the Tower reverse. We need to let some things crumble to set these new foundations. That was actually a message that was coming up for a couple people at my event this past week, was we need to let some things fall apart so that we can rebuild them in a more aligned way, a more structured way, a more beneficial way. Nine of Wands reversed. Not everyone is your enemy. Again, there's a lot of ignorance. There's a lot of, you know, not that it's an excuse. It's not. But there's not necessarily this need to, like, shut the world out right now. If anything, you need to be pouring into those relationships that are, you know, that you trust, that you love. And letting some things crumble. You can't control everything. We can only take what we are currently given and make decisions from there. And again, that doesn't mean you need to just be complacent and do nothing, but you need to be pouring into yourself, the things that matter to you. And so we can build that foundation. What does it look like to you? Now, I think would be a good time for visualizing the kind of future you want for yourself and for the collective, but especially yourself. Like, what are the most key important things to you? And how can you preserve those things? What steps can you take to take care of those things? There's a lot of passionate kind of energy involved here. We got like a Venus and Scorpio card, Venus and Aries, two Martian Venus energies with a Venus rolled moon. It's like the side of Aphrodite that, you know, people don't necessarily talk about, being, you know, a war leader. I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, the feminine rage kind of energy. And I think tending to that, tending to yourself. I hope this is making sense. What else is coming up? with this moon. Well, let's get one more before we move into what to do about it. All right, the Four of Pentacles. So we got 2 fours here and one in reverse. And whenever I see the Four of Pentacles in reverse, well, it just depends on the spread, but this one is feeling like that closed off energy that I was talking about. 11:11 on the clock there. That closed off, like, barrier kind of energy. Stingy with your money, your time, your energy. I do feel like taking, like we should be a little bit more cautious with our money right now. That just feels important. But the energy, pouring into the things, like I was saying, the things that you care about. What do we have down here? The 10 of Pentacles reverse. Finding a balance in your relationships. If there are people that you need to cut off, you know, it is what it is, sadly. But if there is a way that you feel like you can find some kind of surface level connection, that sounds terrible. Queen of Swords reversed. Not dimming your truth though, but like with this Four of Pentacles, with this Four of Wands here, it just really feels like we need to be open to the positive experiences in our life right now, even if, like I said, they don't really match the collective energy at the moment. But we need to take care of ourselves too. All right, what do we really need to know? What do we really need to know right now? What does the collective really need to know right now about this full moon in Taurus, what it's bringing up? What do we really need to know? All right, 8 of Pentacles reverse. Keep on chipping away at it. Keep working. Keep, you know, patience. Patience, and I hate that. Patience and trying to be open to things taking some time. You know, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Pentacles in general can get really impatient because things move slower in the physical realm. And that's where that message before, where I was like, your intuition is telling you something, but it's not matching the physical reality. Have some patience. Keep working on what you need to work on anyway, even if it doesn't seem like it makes any sense. Knight of Swords down here. Don't be so hasty to throw things out. Don't be so hasty to give up. Don't be so hasty to, shift your gears and think that things aren't working. They're working, but you got to have some patience for them. And the 2 of Pentacles down here, I think, is another reminder for patience, but also balancing that energy. And even Temperance reversed down there. Yeah, we've got a lot of balance energy going on here. We got a lot of things we're juggling, which makes sense. But have some patience, have some hope. Nurture the things that matter to you. Really take care of yourself and the people you love right now. Like, I feel like that is the biggest message in all of this, is that there is a lot of external shit happening, and there's only so much of it you can control. And if you burn yourself out, how are you going to be able to do anything in the future? Like, how are you going to be able to help in the future? Oh, we got the moon down here. Exactly. There are things happening behind the scenes. There are things happening that we can't see right now. There's just stuff. I just really feel like there's something that's going to come out eventually that's going to make it be like, oh, all right, this makes sense. Like, oh, sorry. Sip of coffee. But it's going to make more sense. We're going to have more clarity in the future. And the 5 of Pentacles here, do not victimize yourself. Do not let yourself linger in the energy of being a victim. You know, I'm not toxic positivity kind of person. Feel those feelings, rage a little, let yourself, you know, spiral a little bit, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. Come back to yourself. Come back to this perspective shift. Come back to taking a step back and being an observer of the situation. Don't get yourself too tied up in everything, because things are happening behind the scenes is what I feel like is the message there. So, Hermit again. Yeah. Come back to yourself. So let's get some oracles about the current focuses and themes of this full moon. There's a lot going on though. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I think a lot of that also has to do with Pluto is finally going to be leaving Capricorn. You know, think about the last like 19 years of your personal life, of the collective, and all the things that have happened in the last 19 years. We are about to have a huge collective shift as Pluto finally moves into Aquarius and leaves Capricorn for the last time. Like, that's a big shift for us. We only see so many Pluto cycles in our life. All right, what are the main themes and focuses of this full moon for the collective? What are the main themes and focuses of this full moon for the collective? Strength, yeah. Have some strength, holding on during these tough times. Really relying on your inner strength, your inner power to get you through. What else? What else? Unconditional love. That's a tough one right now. Unconditional love always starts with yourself, by the way. Always starts with yourself. Having unconditional love. You know, not withholding love because you're not meeting certain conditions that you've put on yourself. Why have you put conditions on yourself? You know, you're doing enough by just being you. One more for the current themes and focuses of this full moon for the collective. Integrity. This card has been coming out so much this year. And so I feel like this is just a huge reminder to keep living in your values, keep walking your truth, keep moving with your integrity. You know, are you making choices based on what you value, what matters to you? Because now is the time, especially as Saturn's about to go retrograde. I feel like that's a big, energy that's going to be coming up. What is Saturn in? Saturn's still in Pisces. So there's a big, that's probably why these cups are here too. Like water element to it, internal element, and just generally aligning with your own values, aligning with your own truth, and moving in that integrity, you know, because that's what we can do the most, is control how we are making our decisions and how we are moving. I think there's one more for the collective. One more. Be fearless. Continue being you. Continue letting yourself shine. Continue moving authentically. Continue following your path, following what you love, and not being afraid to let yourself shine. We have intuition on the bottom. Like I was saying, I feel like that intuition is peaking, and continue listening to your intuition. I want to peep at the book for this stuff because I like how they write these. So, strength. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. This card comes to you to remind you of your inner strength and courage. Although you may be feeling weary and hopeless at the time, do not lose faith and heart. You are a lot stronger than you realize. Moving through this chapter of your life, you will understand the lesson of having to release your inner resistance and fears. By uncovering your true strength, you'll have the courage to move through it with clarity. Your prayers for strength have been heard. Release all fears that are blocking spiritual guidance. Breaking down walls will help you see, dear one, that all the synchronicities that are and signs that are being communicated to you. Strength and empowerment will come. Use this chapter to find your deepest source of strength, to renew your faith, and to be all that you truly are, a spiritual warrior living in a conscious freedom. So that is that. And we have unconditional love. That one's come out a lot this year too. The ultimate lesson all of us have to learn is unconditional love, which includes not only others, but ourselves as well. You have a choice between two doors: unconditional love and conditional love. Unconditional love is to love without judgment, conditions, expectations, and demands. It is a love that stems from the heart space and is comprised completely of pure love, forgiveness, and compassion. Conditional love is to love with conditions, expectations, attachments, fear, and judgment. Love is given and received freely as long as the conditions of the love contract are being met. When others fail to meet the requirements of the love contract, love is lost and replaced with issues of fear, distrust, and doubt. To have unconditional love is to first love yourself entirely. When you can completely love yourself with all your imperfections, you will have a greater love and compassion for others. If you are in a space where your love is conditional, ask yourself, from where does this condition stem? Most often you will find limiting thoughts and beliefs lingering in your subconscious. Deeper still, you may uncover the wounded child still within you. It is this child that you love it is to this child that love, understanding, and compassion must be shared. Now that you understand the inner wounds within you with the gentleness of love, you are better able to see the wounded child within others. You will be able to clearly see the part of them that is in most need of love. This does not mean that you must stay in a situation that does not serve your highest good. Sometimes loving unconditionally means having to walk away. All right. I always like to make sure that part is highlighted. So, integrity. To walk with integrity and truth is to walk empowered in spirit. The qualities of this card represent breaking through the habits and thought patterns do not serve your authentic self. Habits and thoughts that leave you feeling guilty and less than who you are. These patterns and emotions serve only to disempower your true potential. The disempowerment is caused by the ego. The ego judges that part of you that lives in the world of habitual patterns and mind games, creating areas of shade. The more it criticizes and judges that shade within you, the more your divine light diminishes. After a period of constant attacks and judgments, you are left feeling deflated and disempowered. Mistakes do happen, and there are times we all say and do things that we wish we hadn't. But instead of criticizing and judging that shade within you, send that part of you love, light, and compassion. Be gentle with that shaded area and understand that there is a reason why it is dark. With love, shine light in this part of you and see what fears lurk at its core. View your fears with love and compassion and understanding, love and fullness, all that's been hurt and wounded. Now acknowledge the light that is in you, the pure divine essence that flows through your every cell. Remember your true divine self. Continue your journey with strength, integrity, and truth. The more you choose to walk in truth and integrity, the brighter your light shines and the more empowered your spirit becomes. And be fearless. Do you really want to look back on your life and see how wonderful it could have been if you had not been afraid to live it? Has fear been holding you back from pursuing your dreams, following your heart? Do you hold a fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of change, fear of making a mistake, fear of what society may think, and fear of life or death? Fear of failing can be immobilizing, and many wonderful opportunities can be missed by it. It only serves as a wall stopping you from living a joyous life. When you hide behind that wall of fear, you not only slow down the process of transformation and growth, but you also attract what you most fear. For example, if you have a fear of not being worthy, you will find yourself in situations and circumstances that validate those fears. Building those walls of fear does not protect you from the unknown. It keeps you imprisoned within a cycle of challenges. These challenges may come in different disguises, but ultimately they hold the same energy. To transcend this repetitious wheel is to shine light on and face those fears. This is not a battle, but an act of pure love and compassion. Go within yourself and find out from where these fears stem. Fears are usually born from something that you've seen, heard, or experienced personally. Send this shade within you love, understanding, and compassion. You are stronger than you realize. Take the next step and live your life fearlessly. I feel like that lines up decently with the reading. We have to continue to move within our integrity, continue to move within our passions, with strength, with love for ourselves, and trying to hold, compassion for the whole society and world at large, which I know can be hard, and I'm working on that too. And again, it doesn't mean you have to put up with these people. It doesn't mean you have to stay in these situations, but you can have that objective understanding of how things got here, I suppose is the way to put it. And continue doing what continue following your dreams, continue doing what you love, continue being with the people you love, continue spreading that energy, and things will start to shift. I know that it's hard to say that right now with everything going on, but this is the time really to hold on to that strength, hold on to that hope, hold on to the belief that things will change, because they will eventually. We just got to keep we got to keep chipping at it. We got to keep working. We got to keep doing what we do. And the first step in all of that is being aware of ourselves and, you know, walking in our own integrity, walking in our own truth. And it helps wake other people up. It's not our job to wake other people up, but when you are following your own unique, true path, it helps do that anyway, naturally. So that is what I got for you all today. You know what? I lied. I'm going to pull one affirmation because I feel like we need one affirmation to end this. One affirmation for the collective for this full moon. Oh, there we go. All that I need flows to me with ease. So all that fearful energy, all that, you know, victim energy, try to shift your perspective. Try to reframe your mind and look at the way things have worked out in the past, and that, you know, the ways that they still can work out. And I feel like communicating with your spirit team, and just generally, like, if you pray, if you just want to speak out, you know, doing that is probably something to work on through this. So yeah, I think that is all I got for you all today. Hold on to hope, hold on to your courage, hold on to your strength, keep moving with your integrity, keep being your true self, keep fighting the good fight, and we'll get somewhere eventually. That is the best I can say. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Visit my website, subscribe to my emails. I literally only send like 3 or 4 emails a month, usually just about the full moon and new moon. So I don't spam. But I will see you guys either in a week for the last quarter moon, or in 2 weeks for the next new moon. We'll see what happens now that I'm done with some events. But anyway, thank you all. I will see you then.